Hey there, my superstar leaders. Welcome back to another episode of LeadTV, your weekly chunk of bite-sized leadership wisdom to help you become that confident, effective leader you've always wanted to be and to get the very best results from your staff. So today we're tackling an interesting one. We're going to tackle the issue of incentives, and particularly why your incentives might not be getting the result that you want or that you expect, right? So I hear this every week of my life. I hear this from frustrated salon owners who feel that they are offering blood almost. They feel like they are offering amazing incentives, great bonuses, and you're just frustrated that your staff don't seem to be excited, right? Or maybe you'll get a little bump in their results, you get a little bit of improvement, but next week or the minute your back is turned, they go right back to where they were, right? So you're starting to ask questions around, well, what does it take? What does it take to motivate my staff? Is it just staff these days? How do I motivate my team? Now, to me, the answer is actually not what you're going to expect. The answer here isn't about the types of incentives you're offering or even whether your incentive is enough. To me, the topic that we are tackling here is all around belief systems and core values, okay? It's about what your staff believe about what they're here to do. Because let's face it, it doesn't matter how exciting and how generous the incentive is that you're offering me, if I don't believe in what you're asking me to do, if I don't agree with it for some reason because I have a different belief, I have a belief that thinks that that's wrong, I shouldn't have to do that, right? If I've got that going through my head, it doesn't matter how good your incentive is, I'm not going to do it, or I'm not going to do it well, or the minute you stop reminding me or your back is turned, I'm going to go right back to my comfort zone where it was before, okay? So the incentive isn't going to do it if I don't believe in it, and that's absolutely where we need to start, guys. This is about instilling culture, and a culture of pride and of professionalism and of thoroughness and of attention to detail and of what it means to be part of this team. Until you get that in place, you will fall into the trap of having to offer a larger and larger and larger incentive to people who don't want to do it anyway. Okay, so the key is shift their belief system, shift how they're seeing this, right? When it comes down to it, from a purely business perspective, when you're measuring targets and KPIs, etc., those numbers just measure behaviors, okay? Each one of the KPIs you measure in your business tracks and measures a specific behavior on your client journey. So that number tells me how well my staff member is doing this part of our service experience or whether they're not doing it well at all. For example, your average per client KPI measures the quality of their consultation, the ability to expand and inspire, the ability to problem solve, spot problems, and offer constructive solutions. All of those things will have a positive impact on your average client spend, right? Because there's an energy give and take that goes on. The more effort and energy and focus that goes in, the bigger the result that comes out, okay? Another one, retail percent, measures your staff's willingness and ability to share their knowledge, to share the education that you've invested in them over all of these years. And their understanding that every client that sits in their chair struggles with something. When they leave you, they look great, but 2 weeks from now, how do they look? How do they feel? If that's not equally good, then that's my responsibility. My job is, firstly, to understand that every client that sits in my chair or walks into my treatment room struggles with something. Okay, my job is to find that and fix that, work with them toward a solution, okay? I am a professional problem solver. If I have that mindset and I am committed to making my clients happy and getting great results for them, you will see a positive result in your retail percent. If we're tracking rebooking, that's about my ability to come up with great ideas to inspire my client, to plan my future visits, to offer that service of rebooking. And it overlaps a little bit with client retention percent. That's about my ability to build great relationships, to take a one-off transaction and develop it, nurture it into a positive, ongoing, long-term relationship. You see? So those numbers measure very specific things on your client journey, and they'll tell you straight away whether they're happening or not. But what's behind those actions, guys, is an understanding, a belief, a core value, right? Retail percent. Yes, it measures my willingness and my ability to share my knowledge, but the core value underneath that is that it's absolutely my responsibility to make sure that my client looks good, feels good every day. It's my responsibility to find and understand whatever it is she's struggling with and to use my knowledge and tools to be able to solve that for her. Okay, so underneath it is a core value. We make a commitment to our clients to be that level of professional. So it's natural that we will share our knowledge and educate, and you'll see the result of that in your retail percent. See how that works? So the numbers track a behavior, but what's behind the behavior is a belief system and a core value. So if you want to influence the numbers, okay, what do you have to influence? How I see it. You have to influence my belief of what I'm here to do and my responsibility to my client. No good just dangling a little incentive in front of me. Okay, because if I don't have that belief system, if I think, for instance, it's all about the money, you're just trying to get me to sell something, if that's my belief system, doesn't matter what you're going to offer me in incentives, it's not going to work because I don't enjoy it, I don't believe in it, and I don't feel good when I do it. Okay, so the key to all of this, guys, is you have to build that culture of who we are and what it means to be on this team. And how you do that needs to happen right from the start, even in interviewing. So even in that first interview, I would be talking about who we are, our culture, our values, what it means to be a member of the team, how we absolutely understand that our clients place an enormous amount of trust in us. Okay, when was the last time you went to a complete stranger and paid full price to have, say, your hair cut and coloured, okay, in a totally new salon, you didn't know anyone? When was the last time you did that? Right? When I ask that of hairdressers, and I do most weeks, the response I get all the time is, it's not going to happen, okay? So appreciate that feeling, understand what it takes, the level of trust it takes, and sometimes the level of fear our clients are experiencing when they sit in our chair. We appreciate that, and we strive every day to be worthy of that, to step up and be the professional that they need us to be. That's what needs to come across in your interview. That's what needs to be discussed really clearly in your induction, because remember, you've got a 48 to 72 hour window, 2 to 3 days, where your new staff member is really open to new ideas and new thinking. They're just starting a new job. After that, they start to develop habits and routines, and those habits and routines are what's going to lock in their performance from here on in. So you've got to get in. You've got to prioritize the time to give them a little download. Like, think of it as a software download. What do they need to understand so that they will naturally do an amazing job? Okay, what do I need to make super clear to them about what our clients need from us? And also, I'm going to turn that up a notch. Induction and this period of time right at the start of a new working relationship is all about contracting. It's about me making it super clear to my staff member, this is who we are, this is our level of care to our clients, so this is what I'm going to need from you, every client, every day. And then there is commitment to that. So there is, does that sound like the kind of place you would like to work? They're probably going to say, yeah, absolutely, great. So I will be trusting you with our very precious clients. Will I be able to trust you, to rely on you to be able to deliver that level of care, that level of attention to detail, every client, every time? They will say, yep. And I will say, do I have your word? He who speaks next loses, okay? Like any negotiation. You've got to impress upon them the importance of that commitment, right? That's what I call starting clean, an absolute clear understanding and a commitment to who we need to be part of this team. Then staying clean is about making sure that happens every day, and that's up to you. It's not up to you to see them not do it one day and get frustrated and complain and whinge, right? If you see it, you've got to step in and vocalize it, okay? You've got to guide them back on track the first time you see it when it's small, okay? Help them develop the thought processes, the new habits that they need to be successful for you. So start clean. This is who we are. This is what I need. Do I have your word? Okay, I will. Staying clean is about you as the leader, making sure that happens every single client, every single day, guys. So as you can see, so much of how your staff perform comes down to core values, what they believe about what we're here to do. Okay, much less of it comes from the little incentive, the carrot that you're dangling to try to get them to do something or try to influence their behavior. If you want to influence their behavior, influence their thoughts. Okay, so guys, they're my thoughts around incentives. Absolutely, I'm all about great effort and rewarding great effort. But to me, incentives are all about rewarding exceptional results, exceptional effort above and beyond that minimum expected level, okay? You do not offer a staff member an incentive to meet those minimum expectations. That is a requirement of the position, okay? So it's, I will offer you this role, this salary, these opportunities in return for commitment to these standards. Do we have a deal? Okay, we don't incentivize for minimum expected levels, but we absolutely incentivize from there up. Okay, and I'm all about profit sharing and teaching our staff about the need to excel and to reward them for doing that. So I always reward what I want repeated, but I will never allow myself to slip into that kind of pothole where we're just dangling money or dangling incentives to get people to do things that they don't want to do. Okay, if that's the case, you've got the wrong people on your team or with the wrong mindset to do it. Okay, so guys, that's our episode of Lead TV for this week. That's been all about incentives and maybe why they're not working, and I hope that's been valuable for you, and I look forward to seeing you again next week for your next episode of Lead TV. Bye for now.